Hey besties, today I'll be showing you guys how you can achieve that French manicure you saw in the introduction. I use these full cover gel tips that I purchased from the nail art. They were very inexpensive, I think it was 95 Rand. So I like the long ones. I've got the short ones and the long ones just because I've got thin fingers and the long ones fit me the best. I'm just sizing the nails onto my fingers now. Ensure that the tip covers your whole nail because you don't want to see your nail peeking out from underneath. It's just not going to look nice. It's not going to give that natural look you're going for. So just try and make sure you get the best sizing for your nail. Once you've got all the sizes for your nails, file the piece that goes closest to your cuticle just to thin it out and give it a more natural look instead of it being kind of a sharp edge near your cuticle. Because I've got very thin fingers, sometimes I do file the sides as well, just so that the tip doesn't look bulky on my nail. Go back every so often just to make sure that the nail fits naturally. I'm now going to etch the inside of the nail. Here I'm using a buffer, but I do have an e-file, and if you have one, I'd recommend this. I'm just removing all the shine on the inside of the nail because this allows the nail to bond better. I'm now going to repeat this process on another nail just so that you can see it again. So I've already prepped my nails so we can get down to business. Let me know if you'd like me to do a video prepping my nails. So I'll be using dehydrator and a primer, and this is how I'd use it. I'm going to put my dehydrator on to ensure that there aren't really any oils on. You can also use acetone for this, but I prefer dehydrator. And this primer is from Maskscara. They have the best nail products out there. They're currently having a sale, buy one get one free on all their gels. I think it's still valid until the 14th of Feb. If you can get something, grab it, go ahead, because honestly their nail stuff is the best. So I ended up putting this primer under a UV lamp just because that's what I've done with all other primers, but it's come to my attention that you actually just need to air dry it for 60 seconds, so don't do what I did. The primer does not need to go under UV light. I purchased this tiny flash curer just because it makes things much easier. I think I got it for 50 Rand at the nail art, and I'll be using this to flash cure. Here's some of the bonds that I have. This is also from Mascara, they're clear glue. We'll be using a rubber base. One is from Mascara and one is from the nail art. The rubber base that I'll be using is also from the nail art, but I don't think they sell it anymore. So now we're going to apply the rubber base. I prefer rubber base for my application. Glue just damages my nail completely. So I'm applying the rubber base at the end that goes nearest to my cuticle. I'm only applying it there because we are going to press it down from the cuticle all the way down. I've put on my UV lamp just to prep it. So as you can see, I hold it at the cuticle and push down. This method I think works the best. It prevents bubbles. I have no bubbles in my other nails. This is just the best method that works for me. Now we are flash curing for a couple of seconds, and later on we will cure it completely under the big UV lamp. Also, it's okay if some of the gel spills out. There you can see some of the gel spilled out. We will just buff it or file it later on. I'm now just repeating the same process that I did with that first nail. Once you've held the nail under the UV lamp for about 5 seconds, you can remove the pressure because the UV lamp has allowed the bonding to happen. I'm now going to put my hand under the big UV lamp for 60 seconds just to ensure that the rubber base has completely been cured. So these are how my nails look. I've obviously done my whole hand already. Now I'm going to buff off or file off any rubber base that has spilled out. I also try to file around my cuticles just because I do want a natural, seamless look that kind of looks like it's growing out of my nail. That's just the look I like going for, and I'll be repeating the same process for my thumb. We are now going to shorten these nails because I'm not a long nail girl. I've tried and it's just not for me. So I'll be cutting these nails a bit shorter. The only reason why I use the long nails, like I said in the beginning of the video, is because they fit my nails the best. I have thin nails. The other nails fit, but I will have to do a lot more work. They're just a tad bit too big for me. Once you have cut them to the length you desire, go ahead and shape the nail the way you prefer it. I prefer a kind of a coffin shape, and then I also just like to buff off all the shine. The gel just sticks so much better and doesn't peel when you do this, in my opinion. Even when you use cheap gel, I've used really cheap gel, guys. I'm talking 15 Rand, and none of it is peeled because I buff off the shine. That's just my opinion. I don't know, maybe I could be wrong. So this is how the full cover gel tip came out. I love the shape. I'm now going to add a sheer peach color. It's kind of a sheer peach. Some people like to use a sheer pink as the base for French tip. Go with whatever your preference is. I just personally like this color best. I purchased it again from the nail art, I want to say. I think it came in a set of 3. Now personally, I found when it comes to gel, go slow. Work really slowly, especially around the cuticle area. It's best to go slow with the gel and thin. Rather add more thin layers than one thick layer. That's what I've learned, just my personal experience with it. Once we have cured our base color, I'm now going to use the Bling Girl white. Personally, I don't really like this white. It's a bit thick in my opinion. But yes, I like using a brush and not the applicator. I just prefer using brushes when it comes to French tips. I have more control. That's just what I like. So I'm just adding a thin layer to the base, and I'm going to work my way up. For this, I'm going to let you watch what I do instead of explaining, because I'm not very good at explaining things, so I think the visual will be a lot better. Here I'll just be repeating the process. Some people just like seeing more than one finger be done, or another demonstration, so you can speed up if you don't want to see this and go to the next step. So I did mess up a bit with this nail, but I'll show you how you can correct it. You can just use a brush and some acetone to carve out the French tip the way you'd like it. It's a very easy process to correct. Alternatively, you can restart from the beginning, but I was not about to do that. So this is the result. All that's needed is a top coat. So I'm going to add a non-white top coat, my favorite, cure it, and Bob's your uncle. Don't forget to use some cuticle oil, guys. Our cuticles have seen a bit of work today and need some love and care. But if you like this video, please comment, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or any tips and advice that you can give me, I'm very open to it. And thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it.